Well, hey gang, this is Darryl. I hope I can. The I don't do live too often, so I'm like I don't even know if I'm on Facebook right now. So yeah, we're good. All right. Anyway, my name is Darryl Davis. Anybody watching this on my page, I would think you would know that about me. And I'm recording this video for anybody who is in the market to look to buy real estate. Um, because I felt I should do this recording. For those who don't know, I've been training realtors for over 35 years, so um, that's my thing. And there seems to be a lot of confusion for people about the new rules that have come out in the real estate space. So I wanted to address just one of them. And one of the questions is about the buyer paying the fee. Um, there's so much concern about if somebody's looking to buy a house that now buyers are being asked to pay the brokerage fee to the buyer's agent. And so, just as a point of clarification, first of all, this came about partially because the industry as a whole wants to help be more transparent in the real estate space. Up until recently, the brokerage fee in purchasing a home, there's usually two sides, right? There's the seller and there's the buyer. And usually the most transactions are managed by real estate professionals because that's the best way for everybody to do it. And in that case, most of the time you'll have two, right? One will represent the buyer, one will represent the seller. But there was usually one fee, and the buyer usually never saw the fee. And the reason why they never saw the fee is because it was coming from the seller side. It was part of the asking price, it was part of the contract. And so the industry wants to help have more transparency and decouple those two. So now the rule that has come out for any member of the National Association of Realtors and larger brokerages is that when you meet an agent for the first time, they're going to sit down with you and explain what it means for them to represent you, the buyer, as their agent. And in that conversation, they'll have a fee and they'll explain to you what their fee is. Now, the fee could be every fee. There's no set fee in the country. There's no law. So each individual agent, just like attorneys or surgeons, everybody has what their fee is and what they charge based on what they think they're worth and based on their skill. So it's very possible you'll talk to one agent and they'll say my fee is one, and you'll talk to another agent, my fee is four. And so the first thing as a buyer, it's really important that you feel comfortable with your agent. So make sure that you interview more than one if you think that's important. Or unless you have one and you just love them, that's fine. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is don't shop based on the fee that they charge. You should pick your agent based on your connection with them and their skill and ability, right? So that's what's really important. And I'll tell you why. Because, and this brings me to the point of this video, if you get a really good skilled agent, they're going to be able to get that fee from the seller as opposed to you cutting a check. And I'll give you an example how they might do that. So let's say you meet with an agent and their fee is 4% or 3%, 2%. Again, it depends on the individual agent and what they feel they're worth. But let's just go with a hypothetical of the number three. And let's say you're buying a house for $500,000 at 3%, that would be a $15,000 fee to your agent to represent you and work for you. So the concern that buyers have is, that's a lot of money for me to cut a check. I don't know if I can do that. So now what happens? Well, chances are you're never going to have to cut that check. If you have a good skilled agent, what'll happen is that number one is the seller may still be offering to pay and help the buyer's agent with their fee. So that's the first thing. Your agent will not know until you find that house that you like and you're starting the negotiating process. So you put an offer in and that agent presents the offer to the seller along with their fee. And let's say in this example, the fee is three. So at 500, 3%, well, we discovered the seller is only paying 2% of the fee. So now we're 1% short for your agent for them to get paid. There's two options in this example. One is you would then cut a check for that $5,000 at the closing. If we don't want to do that, you don't have that, then it can be put into the contract, meaning that if it's 500,000 at 2% from the seller, but your agent is getting 3, they would simply ask and put that 1% on top of the contract of 500,000 and bring it to 505. So in a sense, you are still paying the fee, but it's being financed in the contract price, so that way you don't have to cut the check. So that's one option, but there may be other options too. So here's the most important thing I want to communicate to you. Any buyer that's going to buy real estate, you will never have to cut a check out of your pocket if you don't want to. Because even in the worst case scenario, if you find a house that you like, the seller's not paying, they won't put it into the contract, la, 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 la. So the only option is for you to cut a check, then you just don't buy that house. And you move on and you look for another house that financially works for you, just like in anything, even before these new rules. If you find a house that you like, but you can't afford it because the price is too high and you negotiate the offer and the seller doesn't come down, then there's no meeting of the minds. You don't buy the house. So it's the same exact thing. You will never be forced to do anything that you don't want to or can't do. But most important thing for you to do if you're a buyer in real estate is to work with an agent. My gosh, don't do it alone, because there's things you don't know and things you don't even know that you don't know. There's a reason why over 95% of all real estate transactions in the United States are done with real estate professionals, because it is not an easy thing. We make it look easy. We make it look too easy, because behind the scenes, it ain't easy. So make sure you find an agent that you like and you trust, and the rest of it will work itself out. If you are a buyer or a seller in real estate and you have confusions or questions about these new rules, please post it in this feed here, or put it on my Facebook page, and I'll be happy to record a dedicated video just to answer that question for you. So anyway, thanks for everybody watching. I see some of my power agents on our coaching students, Jeanette, I see Gina here. Let's see. So hi, everybody. And that's it. I'm going to end this video. I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day. And, one last thing. Do not, I'm talking still to buyers and sellers of real estate, do not have these new rules distract you from the joy of home ownership. My experience has been is that real estate professionals are committed to making a difference in the world, and they've chosen real estate as a profession to express that. So, go find that agent that you like and trust so they can work for you. Okay. All right. God bless everybody. Take care. Thank you. Keep smiling. All right.